two hashtags trending on Twitter may have changed the conversation surrounding the Ray Rice scandal. Why I Stayed and Why I Left are big this morning, trending on Twitter if you look. Now, Beverly Gooden started the hashtag of Why I Stayed. She is joining us now on the phone. Beverly, good morning to you. I want to make sure that we get your intentions correct here about why you started the Why I Stayed hashtag when it comes to being a past victim of domestic violence.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Sure.
You know, when the video came out of Ray Rice assaulting his then fiance, I noticed that the overwhelming tone of the conversation became, why didn't she leave? Why did she stay? And what bothers me about that is that people will hold the victim responsible for the crime against her. And so it really upset me, especially as a survivor of domestic abuse. My husband was physically abusive to me before we divorced. And it was hard to explain to others why I stayed. Sometimes people stay out of fear or financial reasons, children, or just plain out, you know, I love this person and I believe what they're saying. And so I wanted to first give people a voice. I kind of just shot off some tweets in a rant format. The tone was kind of, you know, of anger, but I added that hashtag so that people could join in and that we would have a voice. You know, with domestic violence, a lot of times our voice is taken away, and that's really all we have. And I didn't think it was going to take off like this. I thought maybe, you know, hey, 5-10 people will join in and they'll talk about.
Oh, it's huge now,
you know,
yeah. Now, in companion piece here, Beverly, as a companion piece, sometimes to Why I Stayed, then Why I Left is also trending. How do you feel about that? So it's almost like it can be in conjunction with what you started, or it can also be in opposition of what you started.
Right. I like to think of it as the natural progression of what happened. For me, I stayed and then I left. So that is my story. Unfortunately, leaving is not always the story of a lot of women. Some stay and some, unfortunately, are killed. So why I left, I think, can work to empower you know, those that wish to leave. Why I stayed is really just fighting back against that stigma, against holding the victim responsible for what happened to her or him.
And any concern that this being huge on Twitter, that it could perpetuate a situation in that people may feel like, oh, see, I'm not the only one who stayed, and therefore they stay in a dangerous situation?
That's a really good question. I hope not. It's my sincere hope that that is not what people think. I think that the overwhelming tone that I've noticed in the hashtag is that people are like, this is why I stayed. Thank you for saying something. Thank you for understanding. And we're all out together, or we can work to get people out if they wish to get out. So I'm not noticing that, you know, it's forcing people to, you know, see why they're there and say, okay, I'm here. You know, everybody is cool with it. But I think it's giving them a voice and it's letting them know that they're not alone, that there are people who stayed as well for a period of time and then, you know, got out to go on and live a good life.
You know, I wonder how many people identify with what you went through in terms of your book right now called Confession of a Church Girl. And I'm wondering how strongly religion played into your reasons for staying longer than you probably would have.
Yeah, it was a deal. My pastor, after doing counseling, told us that God hates divorce and that we can't get divorced because God hates divorce. And so that really was embedded in my way of thinking. You don't end a marriage, you don't get divorced, God hates it. But I never realized God might also hate abuse. God might hate the violence that is being perpetrated against me. And so I still have my faith. I'm still, you know, a believer. And I also think for myself now. I don't just take what's given to me at face value, especially with religion, but I think about it, I reflect on it. But I know that religion plays a big role in that.
Yeah, one person wrote, why I left was because I started to believe what he said. Kind of playing along what you said here. Beverly, thank you so much. And I know your intentions are good, and it's to give people a voice so that people do not judge a victim without knowing what they're going through here. And Beverly, I take it you're in a better situation, and I'm glad for that.
Yes, I am. Thank you. I'm 4 years removed from it, so life is better. I'm safe. I'm comfortable. I built a new career in human resources, and so I love that, and it's just
Yeah.
better on this side of it.
Okay. Beverly Gooden, and her book is called Confessions of a Church Girl. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So
Thank
can
you.
see, yeah, you bet. So you can see those hashtags as they're trending today in light of the Ray Rice scandal.